action.
So what I want to do is just have a conversation. It won't be a speech, it'll be a conversation. I'll give you a background on how we got started, beginning and where we are now, and then I'll open it up for questions. So we'll have a conversation. Does that work?
Yeah.
Perfect. So we'll give you background on the business, what we specialize in. So we have 4 areas of specialization that we specialize in: screen printing, which is paint on apparel. We do embroidery, which is, stitching. We do graphic design work. So you see here, take pictures and put stuff on that. And then we also do promotional products. So you see these things like little wristbands, things that end up in your office, in your car, bags, things with people's logos on there. So we do those things. That's what we do as a business. So that's what we specialize in. I need to know up front, who's a Duke basketball fan? There we go. We got 1, we got 2.
Party all day.
Okay, that's fine.
Get it out of here.
I say that because I asked because I'm here because of Duke basketball. It doesn't make sense to you, but it will after the story. It's how we got started. So I'm a Duke fan. In 2000, February 2004, Duke beat Carolina. So I am 4 years out of undergrad and 2 years out of a grad school, and I decided to go to Duke's bonfire. Me and my frat buddy went over there to bonfire. And ran into a couple friends, and they're Duke grads, and they're out there, so we're just kicking it. Some guy walks by with a shirt that says, "For a good time, call 919." So we called the number, and this is voicemail, so we got a chuckle out of that. So at that point, my friend says, "Look, we're starting a t-shirt company." And I said, "Really? Can I be down?" And she said, "No." She told me flat out no, because they had a 3rd person already. So that was that. That's February 2004. I got called back in June 2004, and she says, "Look, the 3rd guy didn't work out. Let me know if you still want to work with us." I said, "Well, sure." Like I said, that was June 2004, and as you see today, it's June 2015. So we never look back. And from that, that was our inception and how we got here. So I want to start with how we, over the years, how we got from 2014 to 2004 to 2015. Our first order was with Neal Middle School. It was just cheerleading shirts and some cheerleading shorts. So we messed them up, of course. We got them right. We got another order. Got it right. And then we're just doing orders after order. But then here's the thing. You got to take a turning point. There are turning points in business. So our turning point was I got an internship with the Durham Bulls, the very team right across the street. So my job was group sales assistant. I was supposed to sell party decks and mini plans and season tickets and group seating to groups. That was the job. I didn't know how to sell, but they taught me how to sell.
Okay.
That's the turning point. So that's what changed us from being just some guys who don't know what they're doing to, oh, we need to contact the right group of people.
Right.
We need to call them. My job over there was make 67 calls a day, 60 calls a day. Follow up on the calls, write letters, email, get out in the street. You got to go do those things. So I was like, oh, this is how you do it. I didn't know how to do that. So the Durham Bulls taught us how to do business. There's the business of business and there's the business of selling stuff. So I learned from the Bulls how to sell.
Okay.
So that was a year, well, that was a season. So we went from that internship, that was a turning point for us. We're high on the hog, I got new customers coming in left and right because I know what I'm doing now. It only lasted for a season though. It went from January 2005 to September 2005. We didn't make the playoffs that year. So that job is over now. So now I have a position with a couple companies. I had 2 temporary jobs. First job didn't last long. The second job got me through Thanksgiving, and I got fired from that job because I was doing subject change work on their computer. I say that to say this. So I had that job. I had those jobs, and what happened? I had a car I couldn't afford because I was working to keep the car. I bring that up to say that car got repossessed in 2006. So it was like, oh my God, what am I going to do with myself? My car got repossessed. I was a part of me like, oh my God, people gonna think I'm a loser. I mean, that was happening. So when that happened, I was in bed, I was destitute. was hurt, embarrassed, and then I had this epiphany. Epiphanies come like this. They come like this. They come with a full package. They give you your brain works behind your mind, meaning that it's working while you're not. The epiphany was, look, you can do subject to change full time. Just go home and get your mama's car, because she had an extra car in the yard. Went home, got my mama's car, now I'm full-time subject to change. Couldn't tell me nothing. All we had to do now was keep our expenses low. What that means is rent, power, internet, cell phone, and house phone. So I can do this now full-time subject to change. So it went from a high value to just low, and it's like, wait a minute, we got a chance here. So I was broke as a joke, and that was when we really just like, look, we can do this full-time. So we went full-time. So here's the thing, you gotta take a jump. So we did that well for years, for 2 years. Out of my apartment, we were just people coming by, pick up orders, I would deliver orders. Yeah, been to the apartment to pick up an order. So Dr. Garber was been there. So we went from doing that in our apartment. I could have kept doing that. We could have kept going out of the apartment, but it was like, wait a minute, you can't keep doing this. You have to separate you from the business. So me is every day doing it, but you have to, there has to be a space for you and then the business. So my partner said, look, we should just look to get office space. I was like, okay. So that's the jump. Because we were comfortable in the apartment. That's not a struggle. It was okay. But it was like, you gotta take that jump. And that's the leap in business. The one that's blind jump, like, just try it. And we tried it and it worked. So we've been in this office space since December 2007. That's where the jump is. You have to get out of the comfort zone. So in that time, we, taking that jump. We moved into the office space in December 2007, and the front of the office is a showroom, and the back of the office where we do shirts and orders and designs and things like that. This last year, we hired our first employee, not because we wanted one, it's because she figured out how to get into the business. Because no one tells you how to hire someone. Think about it like that. I didn't know how to hire someone. Yeah, I needed help, but how do you go about it? Like I said, I'm on the board for Durham Senior Center, and I was in a newsletter, and she saw us in the newsletter and said, she emailed us and said, I just lost my job, but I have a lot of free time, so I'm looking to work. And I was like, well, I don't know, because I've never done this, and we don't know. And I was like, wait a minute. She created this position. Who am I to get in her way? So we have Ms. Lowe now for a year, and that is, a quick timeline of how we got from 2004 to
I might have to change.
current day.
I'll get it.
That's fine. So, that's fine. What I want to do now is open up the floor for questions. I don't like to, hold hands, but what I want to do is give you the opportunity. The opportunity is sitting in front of you. This is a room, right?
Yeah.
So opportunity has presented itself. What we don't want to happen is that you don't ask questions, and we just sit and look at each other for an hour and a half. What we want to do is have a conversation. So what you may ask me may spark something in her mind. So now we're building. So don't allow this opportunity to pass you. All right, so we'll start with you.
So, after you guys kind of made the decision to do the business, what
Right.
Obstacles did you have to come about to get it to where you are now?
There were no obstacles. We didn't know any better. That's the one thing about being naive. Sometimes naivete works for you, and it certainly worked for us for years.
So it made you a little bit bolder in your actions?
What is bold? Because we didn't know no better. So what does it take for you to go to Kmart and say, I want to put some shirts in here?
Right.
Nothing, because who's going to tell you no? So there were really no obstacles. The largest one was when we had got caught with an order that didn't get paid for. That was years into the business. So what we did, I was rushing the order, and because it was for a homecoming at University of the District of Columbia. So they wanted some shirts. And it was through a friend. It was rushing it. We got to get it done by homecoming. And they didn't get vetted, so we got left with shirts, and we had to pay off that debt. But other than that, I mean, sincerely, we never had any obstacles, because we didn't know any better. We really just, it's called stumbling towards ecstasy. That's the thing. We just, I don't know, so we never really had any obstacles.
Thank you for you make it.
Yeah.
So I heard you said District of Columbia. So how far do you guys go out? Do you guys travel to other states, or are you just North
Well,
Carolina local?
let me answer that correctly. you do better just on the phone and via email and just word of mouth versus us just going out and jumping out, guerrilla marketing. So the business is set up as a screen printing business. That's one side, and the other side is like ready-to-wear apparel and stuff that people would order from online. So the best way to learn it from the bulls is you pound the phone. So that phone call leads to another phone call, so on and so forth. However, the customer could be or could find us, via social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat. They can find us any of those platforms, and then we reach out to them. But this was just a friend from undergrad, and she still works at University, UDC is what it's called. So that was just that one word. But we've sent stuff as far as England, Asia, Africa, wherever we're at war, they have military people over there, and they still get to shop. So they order stuff from us online. We ship it right now.
Okay. So how do you divide the responsibilities between you and your partner?
Well, she's in charge of making decisions as far as money. And I hit the ground running.
Okay.
So my job is to beat the streets and, get the people talking and press out the word. And her job is to say, well, she sees further down the line than I can.
Okay.
And that means a lot where,
She's like the visionary, I guess?
she's a visionary.
Okay.
Because I wouldn't think to move on. I just wouldn't think to move out of the department because we're doing so well. I'm like, well, you might want to separate this. Like, okay, because we got this far together.
Yeah.
Well, what is a license? A license for what? What do you mean? Oh, we need a license. Okay, we gotta go get a license. So she's, that side. What I brought to the business in the beginning was resources. People.
Okay.
People are resources. So I had, friends, frat brothers, sororities, all that stuff. I brought all of those people to the table, and we had orders through those people. And her job was to say, we're gonna set up an LLC, we're gonna meet here. She's a visionary, and I'm more the
Mouthpiece?
mouthpiece.
PR,
Man on the
sales
street.
guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Salesman.
Yeah. Because, after all this time, I still ain't met her.
She's in New York. This is her background. Nakia graduated from Duke in 2001, and then we started to come. She was working around town, and then about 2006, she moved back to New York, and she went and got a business. She got a master's in business from Fordham. So she's been up there, and she worked for Macy's.
Yeah.
She was a buyer for Macy's, and she's a buyer for Loehmann's, and now she's a buyer for another company. So what she does is buy. This is how buyers work. You may want to know this. They're a year ahead of us, so they're buying apparel. She buys shoes for this company. I forgot
Okay.
which one it was. So she buys the shoes from these suppliers, and in turn she says, all right, we're going to put 20 pairs in New York, 30 pairs in Detroit, 50 pairs in this place. So her job is to pick the shoes, buy them, and then put them in throughout the network.
All right.
Mhm.
Okay.
How did you get started at the pool stadium?
That was an internship. It took a lot of shaking hands and asking people the right questions because my initial, what I really wanted to do with my life was I thought I wanted to work for a university as an athletic director. And I thought I wanted to be a general manager of the team until I saw them actually do the work. And I was like, no, thank you, because they get paid salary. And it's like, no, because they're the first to work, last to leave, and they get fired at a whim. And it's like, well, I don't like that feeling. I had an internship with the Carolina Cobras. That was an arena football team. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
All right, so I worked for the Carolina Cobras, and the guy who owned it, if you remember this, do you remember Southern Bell had those phone companies?
Oh, yeah.
So the guy, he owned a Southern Bell, and that was his thing, but he happened to own the arena football team. So I was like, this looks pretty cool. Nobody ever told me I could not own a team, so all right, let's try that. And then I interned for the Bulls, and I was like, okay, this is not bees knees, because the guy's name is Mike Brother. Mike works extremely too hard. However, Jim Goodman, who's the owner of the Bulls and the American Tobacco Campus, and pretty much all of this area here, and then the newspaper, and all he does is sashay up to his box and eat chicken. I would like to eat some of that chicken with Jim. So when I was there, I was just talking with Mr. Goodman how it works. Like, okay, so my intent was to own, with this, the goal is to own an arena football team. But, you have to own a business to do so. Because you can't work a 9 to 5 and on a team, because someone is paying you versus you paying someone.
Yeah.
You have to find money. This money has to come from someplace else.
Right.
And, this is one company, but it's certainly, if you can sell a t-shirt, you can sell a car, you can sell a car, you can sell a house.
Right. Goes on and on.
So I got that through a guy, it's an angel I call him. He showed up at this picnic, and somebody said this guy knew somebody. And we said, it was me and my frat brother Philip. It was like, look, I'm trying to get an internship with the Bulls. What I gotta do? He said, call this guy. I called him. That's how it went. Mm-hmm.
That's very cool.
Yep.
Yeah, because you speak to that because they're still very shy. I mean, they're getting better.
Yeah.
This group, they're not shy, but then they are sometimes a little hesitant still to kind of put themselves out there at times, to present themselves to others
It doesn't
for
look
opportunity. I said sometimes, I just say all the time.
Yeah, the opportunity. It's called opportunity for a reason. You don't want to let it pass you. Think about it. Right now, you have skin in the game. What I mean by that is you've already paid your tuition to be here, right? Sincerely, right? You have skin in the game, right?
Yeah.
So you're here because you paid the price of admission to be here, which is money. So in order for you to take the next step, you have to, do the other part, which is talk. What is it that you want to do? You have to let someone know that. You have to put it into the universe and then keep saying it, and then you have to go do it. But opportunity presents itself for a reason. You can't let it pass you by. I hate that. So I need more questions so we can build. I really mean that. So that way we can talk and I can say, well, you might want to do this, or you might want to do that.
Yeah. Jamie's a consummate networker.
Right,
He-
'cause you gotta-
he's always networking. He's always at some event and, the community service work
Right.
and the community service aspect and all of that. Like, you've been nominated for, was it NCCU's under 40?
I was on the
40,
committee for that.
yeah, okay.
40 under 40.
Yeah, they
But
have 40 under 40.
From these things is where you find new business.
Yeah.
I mean, of course you get to have fun. I certainly have fun around people, but from these things you find new business.
Right.
And that's just other resources. That's how business works.
Right.
It works because you're in the network. Because you're helping people and it should be effortless. You need to go over here and talk to him because he can help you do that.
Right.
That doesn't help me. What it does is just give me karma. I believe in karma.
Yeah.
So this thing works for me. So she's going to talk well for me because I put her in this position, right?
Yeah.
And she does well at this job, but this person, Vanessa, she's a great, a great find. Thank you, Jamie. And that's just in the universe. It'll come back
At some point.
at some point, but you got to be willing to say, look, I need this. Can you help me?
Yeah. I know last week your name came up. I cannot pronounce his last name to save my life, but his first name is Gabriel, and he does runaway
Yeah,
clothing.
He does what?
He has runaway clothing.
Yeah, Gabe.
Yeah. And he was here last week, and your name came up.
Yeah.
Your name, subject to change, came up. And I was like, oh yeah, he's coming next week.
Mm-hmm. He's at American Underground. So Gabe, he's a young guy from Syracuse. He runs runaway clothes, and that guy can draw his butt off. His skill set is amazing. So Gabe done a lot of work for us, and he's gonna be somebody.
Yeah. I mean, he was discussing the whole barter and trading aspect.
Right.
Like he barters and trades his services in order to grow his business.
That's how it works.
Did you have to do some of that in the beginning?
Do it now.
Oh, you still
It doesn't
do it?
go away.
11 years?
Bartering
I
is a
mean, I'm
technique.
thinking, I don't know.
It's a technique that works because if you sell, food, and I want food, and I have shirts that you need. Say I have a huge event. This is how it works. So I have another group, Purple Champion Group. So what we do is have this big event at the end of the year each year. We raise, we get toys for the kids of Durham, Parks and Rec, and give it to the kids who are less fortunate. But if you have a company and you supply food, what I'll do is give you this platform to promote your business. That's barter and trade. So yeah, my food is great, but now here's my card. If you need anything, please contact me.
Okay.
That's how it works. So you're setting yourself up. It's not giving it away. It's just a barter and trade. So you have to put your tool forward so use it to your advantage.
How do you handle it when people ask you, give me the discount?
It's about value. If you want it cheap, I can get you some cheap. Or better, yet, I can just send you to someone else. So what you're selling, what we sell is customer service, fast turnaround, and quality product. So we stand by our product, it doesn't tear up, it's not trash. You get that. If you want a discount, by all means, well, this is what I said, what's your budget? If I can't fit your budget, then, and if I can't help you, by all means, I will send you to someone else. I don't have any trouble doing that.
Okay.
Because what it does is just, that person wants to be nitpicky or cheap, for lack of a better term, but hey, all right, go over there. Because that was, so what you're selling, what you do every day, this is what you do every day. It's 24 hours in a day. You break it up into 3. So that's 8 hours, 3 8-hour windows. 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of work, and 8 hours just to, if you you're selling your time.
Yeah.
Basically, you guys paid someone to take your time so you can get this information. So if someone comes to me and they're killing my time, because I can be using that time to do something totally different, which is 1, make money, or 2, make contacts, but you're holding my hand because you want a discount. No, go over there because you're killing my time. I don't have the 8 hours to work with you right now. Now, you can break it up how you want to, but 8-hour windows is how we look at it, 3 of those. So if a customer's doing that, no, you go over there and then, come back to me if you're ready. Because no one's going to do it that cheap if it's a discount.
Yeah.
I understand if you want a deal, I'll give you a deal, no problem. But if you want this discount, no. Because you're killing my time, and I'm selling time. Every day, right now I'm selling time in efforts that you will come to me when you need something and me in return. Yeah.
Right.
So, how did y'all go about finding the equipment to do this, like the digital printing press type thing? All of
Heat
that?
press. We started heat press.
How did you get that with a good amount, a good amount that you spend on it?
Say it again?
I guess not cheap, but a good amount where it's not breaking your pocket to actually have the product. I mean
Well,
reference to make
The
the
equipment you need, like your overhead costs.
Think
How
about
did
it.
you manage
Only
that?
cost we had was the equipment. Just the heat press machine, just the machine, because the customer pays for everything else. We're in that position, so if we were selling food, for instance, I keep bringing up food.
Sorry, my
If we were
sandwich.
selling food, that's an upfront cost to you. In our case, the only upfront cost was that heat press machine. We had a place to store it, but we had to do it at our apartment, so it was no big deal. There was no overhead other than that machine on $1,500. So we had the machine, and that's all we needed, because the customer pays us half, which is how much the order costs us. So we'll buy supplies, they need shirts, and then we need prints, and then we'll make the shirts. So the biggest upfront cost was, and that was in 2004, was that machine. Lucky us, but there are plenty of other businesses that will have tons of upfront costs. Like if you were to move into the mall, you have to outfit the store, you have to put supplies in the store, you have to staff it. And we've never had those. We have an office, so that means we have office hours.
Right.
So that's the difference between a mall and say a business like ours. We operate on office hours, so don't come in my office at 2 o'clock because I'm not there. I'm somewhere out doing something. Call me and I'll meet you there. We can kick it, but I'm not there. But if you have a mall store or something like that, you have to be there from 9 to 9. And that was like, I don't know. I know we can't do that. That's every day. And then on Sunday it's 12 to 6.
Plus, you didn't really have any. I mean, your stuff is more of a make to order.
It's custom.
It's custom. So.
Certainly custom. So, but me not knowing any better, I thought we had to be in the mall. I didn't know any better.
Oh.
But we got lucky and said, well, let's just take this office space because it's cheaper. That's why. And the office hours was like, well, yeah, we don't have to be here. And that's the main difference, because I didn't have to be anywhere at any specific time every day. Because that's not how business works. Yeah, not for us. There's always something going on. Yeah.
Would you and your partner ever go into like a kiosk or a physical store that people can go in and like talk through the whole
No,
process?
because this is not a good business platform. It's just better for us to just, you can meet me online, that's where we are anyway. Well, that's where everybody is anyway. So imagine if I had a kiosk or store, where would it be located? Is it North End or South End, right? Was it in Cary's, in Chapel Hill, or was it in Rockville? Somebody has to be there, so you gotta pay somebody to be there. So then the customer has to physically get in that car and go be there to talk to you. When all I can do is just go to the cell phone and say, hey, I need 20 shirts. Like, all right. So that's the difference. So like, you know, that's not cost efficient. And then that's just, you know, somebody has to physically go in and just call.
Do you think that you could possibly earn more foot traffic and gain more customers that way by doing all that?
This is every day, think about it. This is every day. You have to pay rent, you have to pay power, you have to pay the person. And you have to, you're spending way more than you ever make. And it doesn't, that's a lost cause. Because that phone, you're not gonna come into my store, you're just on your phone, right? This is today's environment.
Yeah.
So I found him on Instagram, I would just text him real quick. And you got your answer instantly, versus you get in your car, think about what you have to do, not what I have to do. Go over there, and then, and what if you were closed or something? So now you're wasting, those are the older days. Now, somebody from Wisconsin called me talking about they want some shirts, because they found us on Instagram. By all means, here you go. And you send it to them, you know, postal service.
I'm the only idiot that goes by the office because it's right by my house. And then I call him from outside. Jamie, you're not here. He's like, I know that because you didn't call me first. And I'm like, oh, I forget about that.
Yeah, don't come over here. Because I'm hitting the streets. I got to be here delivering stuff, talking to him and knowing her. These things have to happen, yeah.
So give me an average day of what your business does, from the time you wake up in the morning to the moment you say, I'm going to bed now.
So my current average day goes like this. I'll get up at 7, work out, and I trade futures too. So like, you know what, like stocks and bonds, you know what those are?
Yes,
I do those. So I trade futures in the morning. And then I eat, take a shower.
No, it's your business day, I don't want to know about your.
I'm telling you, like my business day starts when I trade futures.
Okay.
So I have 2 jobs. So I trade futures. It doesn't take long, but I do that.
All right,
But then I,
get your E-Trade on, go ahead.
no, it's not E-Trade. It's Sierra.
Oh, okay.
So the office is already open at 10 by Miss Laura. She gets there from 10 to 2, and I normally get in around 2:33. But first thing I do is answer emails. So you don't have to get up and turn on the computer. All I have to do is just wake that one eye up and go, and then answer your emails from your phone. So you just answer emails all day, and people will call, start around 10 or so. And they normally call her, and then she'll relay the messages to me by the time I get there. But back in the day, it was just like, you know, just straight on the phone all day and answer emails, turn on the computer. But this phone is a powerful tool now. The days of turning on the computer is just like going away. All I have to do now is just get on my phone and answer an email right here, or send a tweet out.
No, unless you're designing, right?
In designing, you know, I try to do that after 5. You want to leave the phones open and, you know, focus on actual work. But design work, if it's something quick, I can knock it out. And the actual, like someone orders something from us on Monday, we order the prints, we get them on Wednesday, make them Wednesday probably like 5 o'clock. So we make the shirts, package them up, and then if they have to be shipped off, we ship them off, mail them off. If someone's gonna pick them up, we'll you know, schedule time for them to come pick them up. I stay in the office till about 7 or 8 o'clock each day. And then if I have something to do, like say come out here, or a game I want to go to, or be seen somewhere, I go there. You got to be seen. The thing about business is you have to be seen. So it means remain relevant. This is what I found out. I went to a house party, and it's like, oh yeah, man, I need to get some shirts. It's like, if I wasn't here, that would have passed that person's mind.
No,
Trust me.
I understand what you're saying, but I
yeah.
just can't believe you said be seen rather than.
Socialize.
Yeah.
I got to be seen.
That's
You
true.
have to court attention at all costs.
That's true, that is.
You have to be seen. Come on now.
Would you ever start a line of your own? Like,
We had one.
Actual like clothing one?
No, we have one.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Just
Just
Yeah, let me turn it back down. Hello. Yeah,
What you got?
Keep talking, I'll handle it.
Yeah,
I'll have quality of
it's
vision.
called, we have subject to change customs, which is, you know, something you want to order for your group.
Yeah. There was some-
That's different. But then we have subject to change, ready to wear.
Oh.
So that's,
I remember you said you saying that.
Yeah. So that's all stuff that's on the website. You got a question?
Yeah, is there anything that you guys don't really have now or lacking really you think that you could obtain to make business be more efficient for you?
Yeah,
Even the
we,
simplest
see, there's a sweet line. It's like, okay, if we had the actual 8-head printer and the big old dryer and the location to put it in, that would be great. But that means that you have to have a location and have someone to run it. That's like one of those things we could just pay somebody to do that. Because we were gonna be paying that price anyway. So it's kind of one of those things where it'd be nice to have it, but you gotta pay for it. It's like this, if you had a Lamborghini, it's a nice car, right? It's a great car, but how much is the oil change on that thing? Would you pop a tire? That's like crazy. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, it'd be nice to have it, because we could print shirts tonight versus we gotta wait a couple days to get these prints in, or get somebody else to print it for us, because there are plenty of printers around that do it for you. So that'd be nice, but
It's not really necessary.
not yet, but it's like, okay, if we get some money then we might wanna look into that, because that's how you take it to the next level.
Or if, I guess if you have more immediate orders, right, if you start doing like.
The customers understand how fast turnaround is 4 days. Imagine that. You call me on Monday, you got some shirts in your hand by Thursday?
That's not bad.
Think about it. So that's a great turnaround.
And without you having to carry a lot of the equipment costs.
All I gotta do is just go and pick them up. Or versus me just making them, it's gonna take me an hour or so. So it's kind of one of those things where either, you know, it's great now, but you totally get the fact that you can like really be your own person. So you just go to shop, right there. So that's all of our, yeah, that's my line brother Phil. That's my fiance Mikhail.
Use the people you know.
Yeah, you better use the people you know. Don't be going to get no mileage. You know. She cute, put her in the pictures right now. No, you put her in the pictures. So that's our ready to wear line. So if somebody want to get, you know, you got natural hair, you want to get a shirt, you just go ahead and just order one. So that's our ready to wear line. Had any questions from on this side?
I got a question.
Yeah.
I know you mentioned, deal versus discount. How does that go with your business?
Yo, that little man.
Well, it's so.
You can't
You just said the
really-
jacket. That jacket costs $225. So somebody said I want it for.
It says $250.
It's $250.
When I'm in person, it's
Maybe I'll
$225.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, when you in person.
When I'm in person, if I'm selling it hand to hand, like if I'm in an event, I got
It's
a jacket right there.
$225 person to person.
Take it,
right
yeah.
there.
He can't wear that.
He's trying to move it.
Right, you're trying to move it versus like online, it's like that's a
Sorry.
kind of one of those things where you have to mark it up because I still have to host that site.
Okay.
So if you want this jacket for this rock bottom price, I'm like, why am I giving you? What are you gonna give me in return? That's one of those. Okay, I'll give you this, but in turn, what else are you giving me? I'm not giving you because I want the money. Because the shirt, the jacket is fine, or whatever I'm giving you is fine by itself. We don't have to do it. But if you're saying, look, I give you this, and you know, this huge order we got coming in from my church. Hey, I'm all for it. That's called a lost leader. So I'm saying, I'll give you this, but you will give me access to that over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you determine the pricing?
So this is how you determine the price when it comes to apparel. So you determine the cost, how much it costs for the t-shirt, how much it costs for that print at that number, because the more you get, the less it is. So a round number we use for 12 shirts, one color, is $13 a shirt, right? So we know it only costs us $2 for the shirt and maybe $3 for the print. It's $5, mark it up 60% or so. Give a little room to add in shipping if they're coming in, so it's $13 a shirt. What you don't want to do in business is be the highest guy or the lowest guy. You want to be, you know, right at the top, but your qualities, our quality is so great, and our turnaround is, that's what we provide in lieu of it being so cheap. We don't do cheap. Because cheap is you'll bring right back. This is a mess. I'm like, well, now we wasted time.
And you might have to get money back.
Gonna get money back, and I gotta buy more product. So like, no, you're gonna get the top quality product, and it's not gonna tear up, you know, that kind of thing. But you determine price. You get your number and you divide it by 60. In some cases, you know, times it by 100. Double the price, triple the price, depending on the quality of it. I mean, what are you offering and how many pieces? Because there's so many different products. pricing on
And where do you get your products from, if that's not too deep?
it. No, it's not, it's online, all stuff is online. So t-shirts come from a few vendors. You got Virginia Tees in Virginia, and they take one day to ship. You got NES or Alpha Broader, and they're out of New England, but they have locations all over the South. So, but our location's in Pennsylvania, so ship it to us in one day. So if we were to order shirts today by 6 o'clock, we're having tomorrow at 9:30. And that is 2 vendors, but then it depends on if you have some specialty thing like a huge jacket that may come from S&S, active wear, and then you got, if you want some, say, uniforms, you can go to Augusta Sportswear. And now in Georgia, it takes 2 days to ship though. But,
You know, like the high quality stuff, like you were saying.
so they house the product. So you have, in apparel, you have a lot of vendors, Hanes, Fruit of the Loom, jerseys, but the best that we find is Gildan brand apparel. So Gildan has all the colors and all the sizes that you need, all these different styles and things. But Gildan is a company on its own. They sell to the vendor. Our job is to go to that person because we can't go directly to the source because we don't
Have those connections?
volume. We don't have the volume. We don't have
Okay.
it's about volume.
Yeah.
And business is all about volume. So we don't have a need for that. And they say, well, in order for you to get these 1 million shirts, you have. I don't have a need for 1 million shirts. I only have a need for 20.
Right.
So you go to
The vendor.
Virginia Tees or Alpha Broader. So you go to those vendors, and they in turn house the stuff and ship it to you. So they make a little profit off of that. But all that stuff is already in there. Back in the day, it wasn't as available, but it was. You had to, know how to search. That was a good question.
So have y'all had any person to come to you with their own pieces that need a couple prints or something like that?
What you mean by a couple? As in 2?
No, I mean it's like if they have
Because
like
yes, they have.
Ow.
And what I do is just sell it to somebody who can help them. We can't. Because that would require a machine that we don't have. It's called a direct garment printer. We don't have a direct garment printer. We have a heat press machine, meaning that we order prints and they come back into us. A direct garment printer could print on the spot, but it's $10,000. It's like, that's not worth it to us at the time because that takes time. I'm making you 2 shirts. The machine costs $10,000. It's not worth your time to do it. Some people have those machines. But, what is your question exactly? I jumped the gun on that one.
I mean, I kind of feel like that was it. I'm saying if somebody had like some samples they came
Right.
to you with, and they wanted, it's just a sample, so they want this one particular thing on this one spot, and on this totally different thing, they want this particular thing on this particular
I
spot.
would just, if you do want something like that, you have Carolina Banner there on Hillsborough Road, and you have Big Frog. She's over by Southern, that's Jordan High School. And then Ray at R&R Customs, he does vinyl. And Northgate Mall, he can do something like that. And I know what you understand. I understand what you mean by a sample. So that's what I send my people to, whoever have a need for something I can't provide. Yeah.
So your company only does like large orders? What's the smallest order of?
12.
12.
High volume is the name of the game. That's how we see it. I learned that from the Bulls, is volume. That's where you get your money from. Because I'm spending time now, not money with you. I'm spending time with you. If I can sit here and make 5 shirts, that's not worth our time. And it's going to cost me more to make these 5 shirts than it will for you to buy them from us.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense, why you don't want a physical store or a kiosk, because you're only doing large orders.
Large orders, so they're coming in and out. And it's the seasons. We found our seasons. Seasons for screen printing in this particular area are when school lets in January, and it's August. It's high volume times for us. Orders coming through, kids get back to school, and that's how we make our money. And low time is right now around from May to about late July.
Really? You should be getting all these orders for VBS, Vacation Bible School?
Yeah, we get family union orders and vacation Bible school, but you gotta think, a school like Duke could turn around and say, well, we need 1,000 shirts for this football game. And then Central said, we need 1,000 shirts for this football game. And then Carolina said, we need
Family reunion, they only need
we need 50. It's like, I will take them 50. And we would turn them around, but we understand it's a low tide versus high tide. It's two different things. Yeah.
It'd be a good location. I just thought about like, cause you're around a lot of schools and stuff like that.
That's just
And
one of those things. Yeah, it's you know, serendipitous. It's like, well, if we were in Fayetteville, it probably wouldn't be as sweet as it is right here. There's like
Right.
7 schools, just universities. I'm talking about. I ain't talking about high school. Middle school.
And you got.
And we got contracts with everybody.
Yeah.
You got to count Winston too. And you got to count all Fayetteville and all down in Charlotte, all because they. We got A&T, we got Delaware
You
State.
done made my Aggie t-shirt.
I made a few. You made a
That's
few.
all I'm
extra.
trying to do.
He done made my Aggie
T-shirt.
t-shirt. Made my homecoming t-shirt. Ain't that something else before?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you know the prices of the area, the stores around, like that make custom shirts. So like they'll do sample shirts or whatever, like
Right.
small. Like, are your prices, like, you said the smallest order of shirts you do is 12.
Right.
And other companies like in school, like in high school or whatever, like we got shirts from like Big Frog and like other little t-shirt companies. And it'll be like $15 a shirt.
15.
Yeah, and it's like, the more shirts you get, the less
Right.
price, whatever. So, with your shirts, does it go down like that, like the more shirts
Yeah.
you order?
It's volume. That's the name of the game. So our price breaks 12 to 25, 50 to 100, and then 200. So of course, the more you get, and then how complex the order is. So you got 5 color print. That's very expensive. 2 colors, like it's okay. We can do that because I'm all about being cost efficient with the customer. Because in the end, it's still a T-shirt.
Do you charge per word or
No,
less?
no, no. It's per color.
Okay.
So how T-shirts works is if you want a 1 color print, that's your base. 2 color print. So how many colors we got to put on that shirt? That means we got to burn those screens to put those colors on that shirt.
To give you an example,
Right.
we had my 20-year line reunion
Yeah.
a couple of years ago. Was it about 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Was it up here?
Instagram.
And I went in with some fancy ideas, and Jamie brought me right back to reality. Well, you know, like he said, told you guys, he said, you know, I can do it. I can do it. But let me tell you how much it's gonna cost.
Right.
And
They do.
huh? The Duke, which one?
No, I was just
Oh,
picking
sure.
at these Carolina things.
Oh, yeah. So he had, so I think we had our original concept was to have about a 3 or 4 color shirt. And he's like, okay, but let me tell you how much it's gonna cost. And you guys willing to pay? And I think the shirt was about $40, $50.
That's 1 shirt. That's a T-shirt you wear for the day. It goes in the closet, and then you're probably gonna wash cars or clean up.
Right. And so he's like, you probably don't want to do that. And I was like, yeah, I don't really know how I can go back and justify that cost to my sorority sisters, to my line sisters. And so then he just kind of talked me through the process. You sit down with him and
Right.
he walks you through the process of, okay, what color do you, he's like, so do you want a white shirt and print with the red? Or do you want a red shirt and print with the cream? Or do you want red and white? Like, he helps you make those decisions. Because when I went in there, I had gotten all these directives from a phone call from my line sisters. You know, like everybody's putting their, their ideas in. So I collected all the ideas and I went in trying to make everybody happy.
Yeah, don't do it.
And found out very quickly how expensive it was gonna be. And then he actually, so we mocked up a shirt real
Yeah.
quick, and then he says, well, look, you know, I think we got the shirt down maybe $13 to $15. And then he said, well, you know, we're talking $25 a head. I think what we can do maybe is like an umbrella, like another type of memento.
Another item.
And so,
Did we do umbrella?
yeah, we did umbrellas. We did umbrellas.
Gotta get
And
another one or something, right? Something weird.
yeah, it was like we did t-shirts and umbrellas. We said, you know, just in case, we're women. It rained that day.
Right, it will.
You can immediately use
No problem.
your umbrella. So we did the Delta umbrella as well, a commemorative umbrella as well, and it worked out. And everybody turned in their $25. But you can have a very expensive vision, but you don't know that it's expensive. You know what I'm saying? And when you start, so I'm giving you that as an example of when you start, this is not my shirt, but it's good enough. You can price yourself out of something very quickly.
Yeah.
Because of how expensive it is. And if you're just doing it like for a small event, it was 50 of us on my line. I think maybe only 35 or so ended up ordering shirts. Not the whole 50 did. So, and we were going back and forth on trying to collect the money and the times and all that kind of stuff. So try to make it as simple as possible.
Seamless as possible.
And then if you think about it, $25, we got them a really nice, the umbrella is one of those golf umbrellas, so it's really long, and they got a really nice high quality V-neck t-shirt with very nice screen printing on it as well. $25.
You can't beat that.
Together?
Yeah, together, both items together, $25. Yeah. Then Jamie was trying to get me to side hustle at the. He said you should order some extras and you can
Just
sell
in
them
case.
at homecoming.
Or you can
And
make some
he
money.
told me I could mark it up and everything. And it wasn't so much for his profit. He was actually trying to help me out
I mean, you want some drinking money,
and put
that's
some
what
money.
gets you started.
Yeah.
It's like these dang umbrellas.
He ain't lying though.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah. I didn't take him up on his offer that day though, but he was really trying to push me. Yeah, I know. That was my fault.
Absolutely.
Okay. Any other questions?
Do you all keep all the prints that you get? Like if someone comes to you with a design, you can keep them all?
I don't keep them, we use them. So if you order 12 shirts, I'm gonna print 12 shirts. If you need to come back for 2 or 3 shirts, I'll say, do you want these 3 or do you want 12? See, our minimum is 12. I may order a couple prints. If you think, I'll consultate, we'll talk. And if you think I'll come back for a couple more, I'll order a couple more prints and I'll hold them. So we do have prints ready to go right now. But if it's for like, 2 of the churches, I'll say, well, we're gonna have to order these 12.
I mean, other printing, well, just personalized custom little stores that I've been to, they keep like all of the designs, like they're
Yeah, I
like
keep them.
stockpiled
On the
on the computer.
Yeah, on
They're
the
just like
computer.
stockpiled and it like, they pull up your name and whatever order comes up, they have them. And like the real good ones, they'll have in like a book. Like, do you all do that?
No,
Oh.
I just seen you on Instagram. Look at what we can do, and then we'll come up with an idea. And then, so I'm saying, when we have a consultation, we're gonna get down to exactly what you have need for. It's not kind of one of those things. But I think what you're asking me is, if I want 5 more, then 2 more, then 8 more, then 12 more, okay, now we're talking a different language. So I need to have some prints ready for you right here. That's fine. So we'll just have those prints for you ready to go. So yeah, we do that. But if a customer said, I want some family union shirts, and they want 50 shirts, by all means, they're gonna get 50. I'm gonna order 50, they're gonna make 50.
Okay.
Yes, I'm not, but if they want more, you just call me up and I just order more. But you gotta think about it. The death of any business, if you didn't want this, it's inventory. Inventory is the death of any business. Because you gotta store it, it has to be somewhere.
Yeah.
This physically has to take up someone's space. So if you order all of this stuff in this group and then they don't buy it, you have stuck with inventory, which means your money is in that product. So if I just order some shirts with that, because you ordered 50, but I made 65, I blew it.
So that's how y'all do, that's how y'all business works, like, you make the product, then y'all meet up and you're like, okay, here's the money.
Do the positive half to get started. That's how we got skin in the game.
Okay.
So,
I'll be like, you need the down payment first, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it in this.
and we understand that because I got to be certain that, we're not just playing around here.
Yeah.
Because, we have to pay our people. And then,
So
Yeah.
if they cancel.
Y'all make y'all designs, do y'all have like a software where you make your designs? or-
CorelDRAW, we use CorelDRAW. That's, a lot of screen printers use CorelDRAW, so we started using CorelDRAW. We started on Harvard Designer. It was like an easy program, very light, not heavy on the computer. But try to use Photoshop, and I did not like Photoshop. So many layers. It is.
Yes.
You have to,
I don't mess with it. I straight CorelDRAW. So think about it, all the designs are just 1 and 2 colors. Photoshop, and that's not, I don't have any problems with it. You can send me a Photoshop file and I'll open that thing up in Corel. But I use CorelDRAW. We use CorelDRAW.
Oh, so cute, girl.
2 years?
Look like you.
But I got a question.
Sure.
Yeah,
So we could bring our own designs to you.
Mhm.
Okay, cool.
But we talk about 12 or more, right?
Yeah.
Good to
Yeah,
go.
so like,
Of course.
yeah, like I didn't have a design. I went in, he said, well, what, he said, do you have a drawing of a design? I said, let me just tell you what they told me to put on the shirt. Right? I came in with the words and stuff, and then he said, and so he got on the computer and he tried to immediately design based on what I was saying I wanted, because none of us in our group were, all of my masters are doctors, lawyers, they are not creative, minded, they're not graphic artists. I mean, they create things. And then, I think some of the words, he's like, no, you don't want to put that, it's gonna be too long, you don't want to put all this. So we had to kind of scale a lot of it back
Right, 'cause
to a certain degree. But you could come in, if I came in with like my own little picture of something and said, hey, put this on, I want this on a shirt, you'd be like, oh, great, send me the file.
yeah, so if you look, I like to make our designs where you can just turn and look at it and just decipher in about 2 seconds. She's a Delta, that's what you say. She's Greek. I don't know what it, okay. She's a Delta. The color, and then it says through symbols within seconds versus a lot of text, just information. That says what it says, and it's nice and pretty. The fonts work well. So, okay, it's succinct. Capital Omicron, font 93, does see the resurrection.
That's,
Decipher that, and then 2 seconds. It's like, I got it. And you keep it moving.
That's a good thing about t-shirts though, like going back to the example you gave of calling the dude's number, you don't want so much on a t-shirt
Got it.
to where.
Right. Some designs may call for it, but I prefer our stuff to be clean, and,
Straight to the point.
straight to the point, but design more design heavy as far as clip art.
So can you speak to how you use social media, because you're on Twitter or Instagram or what else?
Snapchat. She got on Snapchat early week.
Oh my God, what you doing?
So you do.
I have no clue. I don't know what Snapchat.
Somebody in your shirt for 15 seconds?
I don't know what Snapchat. I don't know the difference between Snapchat and Instagram. Like, what's the use?
You just upload like a video or just snap something.
You can only get.
And make sure if you want
But
to say.
what's the difference between that and Instagram?
It goes away.